This was a class from Omaha, and they just don't go out in the country. And we went west a ways. The person out there brought out his tractor, and he gave every student a ride down their driveway. And I was standing by the teacher, and they came back with one little boy, and he got out of the combine, and he had the biggest smile you ever saw. And she turned to me, and she said, "That is the very first time I've seen that child smile." These people right now, these farmers and ranchers, I don't think they know what good they do with some children's lives. He will never forget that. I heard from a friend of mine that was a professor down there at the university, and she called me and she said, "They're looking for someone to do ag in the classroom." And I said, "What's that?" And she says, "I don't know." So I called, and they said, "Okay, come in for an interview." Stan Garbutz and Ozzie Gilbertson were the ones that were interviewing me. And so they interviewed me, we talked about the job, and finally I said, "Well, what actually am I going to do at this particular job?" "We don't know. It's a new program. It's up to you how this is going to go." I don't think I was home 15 minutes and I got a call from Ozzie, and he said, "You're hired." And I just kind of hesitated for a while, and I said, "Okay," because I didn't know what I was going to have to do. And he said, "Well, you'll have support, from the university and from Farm Bureau." And so I said, "Okay." So that's kind of how the whole thing started. Each year they had a national Ag in the Classroom conference, and it was moved at different states every year. That's where a lot of the newbies would get ideas, because we would have a session when we would say, "Okay, we'd like to know some activity or lesson or something that you do in your, in the classroom when you're presenting either to teachers or students. What are some of the things you do?" Well, one of them was ag pen pals. And so I had a contact with Farm Bureau members. So that's the route we went, to get names of farmers and ranchers so that, we could start this program. So we sent out letters and things like that. And I thought, well, I'd be really, really happy if I had 50. Well, lo and behold, when they started coming back in, I had 100 plus from the farmers and ranchers. So then I had to get 100 teachers. And I haven't kept up with what's happening in other states. I would almost think that Nebraska is one of the elite programs, and it's not. I'm not saying that because I started it. I'm saying what happened when we had support from the university, from Farm Bureau. That really makes me feel wonderful. I can't think of a word right now that they have pursued and hired people. We did our own fundraising. I wasn't a fundraiser, I was an educator. I didn't know how to raise money. And now we have somebody, you have that, you have people now going out. So to me, I can't say enough about Farm Bureau. Continue the good work and reach as many students and classrooms and teachers. Don't forget about the students that will be teachers. So I think it's real important to continue with them and continue that, that contact with that farmer and rancher is very, very important. Keep it up. That's my message. Keep up the good work.